Thanks to 100 from Jim Allenby, Glamorgan did not make life easy for promotion hunting Kent on the first day of the crucial LV County Championship match in Cardiff. Rob Key called correctly at the toss and would have hoped that by bowling first, he would have seen his bowlers soon put his side on top. Instead, Will Bragg and Nick James played with a lot of freedom from the off, their interest in this game having an end-of-term feel to it, no doubt. Kent came into this match 5 points outside the promotion places and only 6 off the top spot in the LV County Championship Second Division. That points difference may not be a lot, but it probably means that Kent have to win this contest while keeping an eye on Derbyshire and Yorkshire's games. Their eyes in the first half hour or so were on the ball, crashing to the boundary. 55 runs were on the board after only 10 overs, but Darren Stevens, brought into the attack early, did get the breakthrough after finding the edge of James's bat. The opener departed for 26, but the runs still kept on coming. Stuart Walters now came in and ensured that the boundary count continued to rise. In the last championship game on this ground, when Northamptonshire were the visitors, hardly a shot was played in anger over the course of the match. This was all very different to that. In Leeds last week, Bragg had raced a 69 not out by lunch on the first day, and his newfound dashing approach was paying dividends again on this occasion. Time after time he was finding the fence as Glamorgan brought up 3 figures in a hurry. An extremely well executed back foot caress through the covers took Bragg to his half century off only his 62nd delivery, and it arrived courtesy of his 9th 4. It was a bright start to this game. 19 boundaries were struck in the first session alone, with all 3 batsmen enjoying themselves. Glamorgan weren't playing for nothing either. They began this match at the foot of the second division table and were therefore trying to avoid the wooden spoon. Bragg's enterprising innings was ended on 59 just before lunch. He went on the attack against the hitherto mean James Treadwell and was LBW with 127 runs already on the scoreboard. Glamorgan went to lunch with a total on 133 for 2 from 31 overs, mindful of the fact that they lost their last match inside 3 days in spite of a similar kind of start. There seemed as if there would be no repeat of that as Ben Wright now joined Walters, although the runs did slow up to what you might normally expect of the first day of a 4-day championship match. Indeed, these two added 48 for the third wicket and took 21 overs to do that. Walters had eased to 63 from 123 balls, but he then top-edged a short delivery from Charlie Shrek and gave Mike Powell, on his return to Cardiff, a catch to remember. Kent now started to turn the tide. David Lloyd's first 3 innings in the first-class game have all brought him noughts. He followed his pair on debut by edging Treadwell to Stevens before he troubled the scorers again. And when Wright got an inside edge off Shrek in the next over, Glamorgan had lost 3 wickets for 13 runs in 22 balls. That left them on 188 for 5, and Kent now had a real chance to make a statement to their promotion rivals. However, Allenby and Mark Wallace started to repair the mid-innings damage to again balance this game up. Allenby has been in decent touch for a large part of the summer, with only Walters having a better batting average of the Glamorgan players. Many of Allenby's runs have come in difficult circumstances too. In the 40s, he offered half a chance to Shrek off his own bowling. He survived even if Wallace didn't. He was out for 16, which meant that Graham Wagg had to stay with Allenby until tea. He did that, but was out immediately afterwards, LBW to Matt Coles, who then rather upset the home supporters as he also had Robert Croft taken behind off a short delivery. It was Croft's penultimate first-class innings, the 599th of his brilliant career. He's hit 12,880 first-class runs, but only 1 here, and he left with his side on 252 for 8, which would have made Kent feel pretty good about their day. But this race for promotion has been filled with twists and turns, and John Glover now supplied one of those as he stuck it out with Allenby for the last hour and a half of the day. Allenby was tremendous. By now he'd moved way past 50 and had his eyes on his second championship century of the summer. He was also scoring his runs at a very good lick, which would have frustrated the visitors, especially as they couldn't break this 9th wicket partnership even with a second new ball. Allenby had only been on 46 when Glover joined him at the crease, but he now eased through the higher numbers as he approached 100, which would have been cheered from Yorkshire to Derby. It was a gutsy performance from the all-rounder who reached three figures in the day's final over, and he got there in real style by planting Treadwell over the ropes for a maximum, which he now added to his 13 other fours. He'd faced 127 balls in getting there, a wonderful effort. With Glover, he'd added 82 runs for the 9th wicket to just about make this Glamorgan's day. Allenby blocked out the last 5 deliveries, so he will start afresh on 100, with Glover still there on 28, the best score of his career.